So hey anime fans. The series name is What If Naruto Got Harem with Disney Princess. So let's start the series. Sakura had been thinking about this for a long time, but she wasn't sure how to communicate it to others. She had seen advertising for Disney World, which appeared like a wonderful area to just rest. After all the tough training they'd been undergoing, everyone could use that, right? So she thought. But she was interested to see what others might think. She decided to start by asking cute ninja Hyuga. A cute ninja would reply in a courteous and possibly useful manner. Sakura wouldn't help even if Ino were her best buddy. One day, Sakura visited the Hyuga mansion and rapped on the door. Sakura was taken aback when Niji, the cousin of cute ninja, answered the door. Typically, a maid would show up. He scowled at her with his violet eyes, as though she were a total bother. I'm looking for cute ninja? Sakura murmured. Niji remained motionless and glared. Sakura was left confused and alone as he turned around and continued down the hallway, whispering, "In!" He yelled, "Cute ninja!" and Sakura's hair stood on end. Cute ninja rushed down the hall, flushed, as Niji was idly heading to the kitchen. "Oh, Sakura! Sorry Niji can be so rude," she tried to mumble, but cute ninja almost seemed angry for the first time Sakura had ever seen her. "Come in," she urged warmly, and her tone suddenly altered. As they moved to the sitting area, a maid brought them some delicious green tea with honeydew. The adorable ninja asked, "So why did you come, Sakura?" "Oh, dash." Sakura was almost forgetful. "You see, I had this idea and I thought you'd be the only one who would actually give me an honest opinion." Adorable ninja grinned. It was the most thoughtful thing she had ever heard. "What is it?" She was quick to respond. Sakura continued by outlining her strategy for taking everyone to Disney World. "Naruto's invited," she whispered. Cute ninja seemed unsure for a while, making her blush, but then said excitedly, "That sounds like a great idea." "What does?" Niji asked, passing by with a bowl of cereal. Niji likes cereal because he can't cook. The adorable ninja smiled slyly. "Your worst nightmare," Sakura replied, and her eyes grew wide. Why was Niji seen with contempt by cute ninja? Niji appeared to be surprised as well, as his Hyugan eyes widened. But he pulled himself together and responded, "Whatever," carrying his cereal. "The monkeys still hate you, cute ninja," Niji whispered, referring to his plush monkeys, to which cute ninja had grown curious and had formed an odd bond. Read 20 lotus petals on story #3 it's awesome. Tintin had probably given them to her as a gift. When she asked Niji if that was true, he simply threw one at her and scoffed. Cute ninja turned back to Sakura after pouting. "When?" "Now, I'm really excited." Sakura sighed. She hadn't really thought about it. Her main objectives were to 1. Accidentally hook up with Naruto's friend, and 2. Accidentally connect her blonde friend Ino with Shadow Ninja. She knew that Ino, not her friend from NRD, actually liked him. "I have no idea," Sakura finally said. With a calm smile, the adorable ninja said, "How about next week?" Sakura exclaimed, "Next week," as the adorable ninja wriggled momentarily. "We've got to get plane tickets to Florida, book a hotel, see how many people can come all in 1 week." The adorable ninja clenched her fingers together and started counting down the seconds till she could catch a peek of her crush, Naruto Uzumaki. "Well, I'm sure if we got Tintin to help we could get it all done. She's good at stuff like that." Sakura hadn't thought of that. "Well, I don't know Tintin's number." Do you? Adorable Ninjas chuckled. I don't, but Niji does. Hey Niji, she shouted, unnaturally loudly toward the kitchen. Sakura thought, wow, cute Ninja-chan has come out of her shell. What? Exclaimed Niji, half as loudly, clearly uninterested. What's Tenten's cell number? I'm sure you of all people would know it. Cute Ninja flashed a grin. She had apparently made it a habit to torture her cousin Niji. Sakura's expression remained stunned. She assumed that Cute Ninja had changed following her exam fight against him. But I was oblivious of how much she had changed. Sakura and Cute Ninja both giggled during the lengthy gap as they tried to come up with a reply while envisioning Niji in a blazing crimson. The brilliant Niji couldn't think of anything to say in response to Cute Ninja's sentimental remarks. 301-256-8743, he muttered, certain of the defeat. Cute Ninja laughed and typed down the figures out of character. Thank you, dearest cousin. That solves it. Cute Ninja seemed to be polite and silent again. Let's go call Tenten! They rushed down 5 corridors to the first phone and punched in Tenten's number. They heard Tenten's voice, which was suddenly quite lovely after it had barely rung a few times. Oh, Niji! I thought you'd never call. Sakura and Cute Ninja decided to play on this and stifled their laughing. Hey, Tenten-chan! Cute Ninja began, trying to imitate the deep, easygoing tone of her cousin's voice. Sakura was about to choke and was suppressing her laughs. I just wanted to know if you wanted to go to Disney World with me, you know, like a dash. Date! Exclaimed Tenten with utter joy. Cute Ninja almost burst out laughing. Yeah, she continued, maintaining her Niji persona. But if you do want to go, could you do me the favor of reserving rooms and some tickets for us? You're good at stuff like that. She began to reply casually, but then she remembered that her cousin, unlike her, never boasted. Tenten appeared to perceive this too, and appeared on the verge of fainting. Tenten said, sure, Niji, in response. Oh, I can't wait! When is it that we're going? Next Saturday, thought Cute Ninja. Wow, that's short notice, but okay. Her voice sounded way too Bishujo cute to be Tenten. See you then, Niji. Tenten put the phone down. Laughing, Sakura and Cute Ninja fell to the ground. That was excellent, Niji said, becoming more and more agitated. If you're doing anything to Tenten Dash, these girls wouldn't even let him finish his cereal. Before the adorable ninja could even respond. No, but you are Niji and Ikuin, she burst out laughing. What? He asked as he strolled down the hallway. Despite the fact that his cousin was a girl, he wasn't afraid to grab her by the collar because this was too far away. Sakura cried out. It was an accident. But then she started giggling. Cute Ninja kept laughing as she said that. Niji almost threw his Byakugan over as she laughed. Apparently, you're bringing Tenten on a date to Disney World. In Florida? How romantic, she said. What did you do? He spat out, flushed. Apparently, he wasn't too offended because he had been wanting to ask Tenten out for a while. However, he did not want his cousin to know that. I was trying to arrange a trip for everyone to Disney World Dash, Sakura said, hoping that Niji wouldn't kill her. But we needed Tenten's help and apparently, she thinks it's a date with you, she explained, laughing uncontrollably. You don't expect me to go on some gay kid rides with her, do you, Cute Ninja? He screamed. Well, we're going to invite all the teams, so you won't be alone, said the adorable ninja with a big smile. Even so, he tried to look agitated. Oh, so we can all just die together, huh? Oh, come on, big brother, she chuckled. It'll be fun. Please? This did not amuse him in the least, so he clasped his hands together and yelled, Byakugan, while dropping Cute Ninja. Sakura looked terrified. Can Cute Ninja withstand that? But when Cute Ninja gave her another quick Byakugan, she was taken aback. Lord Hayashi, Pegleg doesn't know his name, Cute Ninja's father, came in at that very moment and saw the two trying to kill one another. Not again, he whispered angrily. Unexpectedly, he screamed, What's this about this time? At Niji. Sakura is the reason Niji tries not to become angry with her, because Cute Ninja is presumably in a better position here. Sakura attempted to clarify, but he ignored her. I'm sorry, Hyuga-sama. I didn't mean it to go this far, she replied. What a really efficient family. Niji realized that the expression, Cute Ninja's trying to hook me up with some girl was absurd. The Cute Ninja declared, It's a vacation for our whole squad. How audacious of Cute Ninja to say, We all need a break, especially Niji-san. We were just asking his girlfriend for some help planning. Hyuga-san gave his once shy daughter a startled look and then tried to stop Niji from running to her. You two stop, he yelled, and they both became silent. As she glanced at her cousin, Cute Ninja smiled and said, I agree with Cute Ninja-chan, Niji. You all should take a break. What's the whole thing about this girl, Niji? Is there a reason you're so offended by the mentioning of her? It's a long story, he said, bright red. It's none of her business, he screamed again. Stupid kids, Hyuga-san thought. Just go, Niji. Take a break from training. I'm sure Cute Ninja's got this under control. She's good at stuff like this, the Cute Ninja said. Her father complimented her. Sakura was being her friend, Niji lost to her, and she was going to hang out with Naruto. 2 accolades in one day. It was the best day ever. Niji muttered something that was probably unnecessary as he stumbled down the stairs with his now rather damp breakfast. The monkeys will kill you, little sister, they will, he said in a barely audible whisper. Yeah, this is awesome, Sakura, remarked the Cute Ninja with a smile, but then she noticed what was wrong. Wait, isn't Tenen going to only get 2 tickets since she thinks it's just her and Niji? Sakura frowned. Good point, maybe we should explain Oh, I was hoping to see Niji's face when she put her arm around his, said the endearing ninja. Maybe we should pretend to be the obnoxious stalker people who decide to make this into a party, Sakura thought, specifically of Ino. Convoluted, said the Cute Ninja, but she also said, Great idea, okay. So she called Tenten's number in her own voice. Hey, Ten! The adorable ninja tried to project her typical bashful demeanor. Tenten remained silent. Apparently, she assumed it would be Niji again. Cute Ninja? How did you get my number? Oh, you know me, she explained brightly, living up to her name, Cute Ninja, which means sunshine. Tenten was devastated by the Cute Ninja's ability to sense her unhappiness, but she was helpless to stop it. Stalkerish, I overheard him talking about bringing you to Disney World, and I was wondering you wouldn't mind if we brought the whole gang, like a huge party. Oh, if that's what Niji wants. Great. So can you reserve 12 tickets airfare in Disney World? and 2 hotel rooms, and muttering to the side, anything else, Sakura? She questioned as Sakura nodded. She ignored the fact that he was still muttering to himself about monkeys killing her and exclaimed, That sounds right. Thank you, Tintin. Niji can't wait, believe me. Tintin seemed to feel better and then exclaimed, Really? That doesn't sound like Niji Dash. Oh, you've changed him, Tintin! Sakura giggled. Just between you and me, I think he loves you. Tintin screamed in a voice that sounded strangely feminine. Her goal accomplished, she hung up. Really? Oh, thank you, cute ninja. Oh, now I can't wait, she replied. The adorable ninja muttered, wondering how to make sure everyone could attend. Now we've got to make sure everyone can come. Especially Ndu. What if he refused to leave? Sakura remarked. Let's call Ndu and tell him to invite everyone, as she took up the phone. Naruto? The shyness of the cute ninja reappeared. Y'all! Exclaimed Sakura, who always got Ndu to make calls. He was compelling in spite of his irritation. Would you like to tell him? Oh, no, thank you, Sakura, stumbled the adorable ninja before continuing. The phone rang. Here, cute ninja, exclaimed Sakura, handing her the phone. No, don't make me. Please. Come on, cute ninja. Hello? Naruto answered, shocked to see that the caller ID was Hyuga. Cute ninja? He asked, realizing that Niji hadn't phoned. Cute ninja had to be the reason. See? Sakura said, pushing the phone under cute ninja's chin. Naruto Dash, hi Dash, stuttered the adorable ninja. Hey, cute ninja. Naruto's voice was his own again. What's up? She clasped her index fingers together and added, Oh, you see, Naruto Sakura and I are planning a trip to Disney World. We wanted to know if you could tell everyone it's next Saturday. Naruto arched his eyebrow and asked, Next Saturday? Cute Ninja's cheeks reddened as he hung up with her in a kind of daze. That's quick but okay. I'll go let them know. Thanks, cute ninja. You're great. 3 compliments. What a wonderful day. And she just said something to Naruto. Whoa. Sakura smiled and added, That wasn't too hard, now was it, cute ninja-chan? Because it had been a while since anyone had figured out cute ninja's secret crush. It became evident, though she wasn't sure when. Now Sakura wanted to try to make the connection between the two. It would take Naruto out of her hair, I suppose. No, it wasn't, cute ninja said in a more friendly tone. Oh wait, don't we need to call Ino? Sakura halted. Ino. Oh yeah. Sakura muttered, forgetting entirely that she had originally wanted to get a friend from Naruto. She remembered her Shadow Ninja Xeno plan and grudgingly picked up the phone to contact her pal, even though she knew Ino would probably ruin it. She explained everything in detail. Will Naruto's friend be there? Ino said, unsurprised. Sakura frowned. Yeah, but Shadow Ninja will be there too. Before hanging up, Ino asked, What's that supposed to mean, Sakura? Well, that takes care of everything. I think, Sakura replied in a tone that was almost dejected. But what about food and the airplane times and packing? How long's this going to be due? We need to tell the 5th, was one of the cute ninja's rational inquiries. Despite her cleverness, Sakura was feeling drowsy after everything that had transpired thus far. Cute Ninja was left with a lot of plans and goals for the next Saturday once Sakura slipped to the door and departed. We'll deal with that later. I think it's fine though. We should only be gone a couple days. Tsunade, SP, shall care. I think I should go. See you later, cute ninja, she said. The next Saturday came surprisingly quickly. Sakura excitedly packed her things in preparation for a weekend with a friend from Naruto. She was certain that this would work out. To her, this mission received an A rating. It would work. Tenten and Cute Ninja decided that they would all meet at the airport at 8 in the morning because that was just before her planned trip. The pieces were beginning to come together. Niji, Cute Ninja, Sakura, Naruto friend, Shino, Choji, Shadow Ninja, Ino, Tenten, Rock Lee, author, Sqelz Lee. Oh, and Naruto, well everyone, isn't that right? Oh, we're all able to make it. They all lined up and talked about Disneyland. Choji had heard that the food was excellent, and Lee was aware that youth was held at the amusement park. It seemed as though Niji and his friend Naruto were about to take their own lives. But there would be plenty of bugs there, so Shino didn't mind. Once they had all put their bags on the scale, a grumpy attendant brought them over. Kiba was carrying Akamaru in a crate because dogs were not allowed with passengers. If they knew Akamaru, then they'd let him on, Kiba muttered to Cute Ninja. Thank you, I'll take your dog from here, the waxy-faced stewardess exclaimed as she tried to grab Akamaru away from Kiba. "No, you don't," he said. "Akamaru's mine." Kiba screamed as he fought the hostess, and the sound echoed across the airport. At this point, some security guards showed up to hold Kiba. "Restrain him. He must have drugs." Niji chuckled. He looked at Shino, who was poking the metal walls for insects, after thinking that Cute Ninja had the most gay friends. When the Cute Ninja spotted Kiba on the ground wearing a straight jacket, she almost yelled. Akamaru shouted, "On!" in a possession-like manner. The stewardess took the kennel and put it on the conveyor belt with all of Ino's haphazard cosmetics, even though she looked scarred. Everyone thought, as they stared at Kiba, who was now trying to gnaw through the straight jacket. The Cute Ninja was on the verge of tears, but her mood instantly brightened as Ninja gave her a hug. How do we get Kiba on the plane now?" Sakura said uneasily to the hostess with the waxy face. "Oh, we'll deal with him, thank you," she responded with a smile as she got ready to devour her own face. "But he's our friend," explained Cute Ninja with a dejected and agitated expression. Given that Akamaru was a Kiba member, it seemed sense that he would object to being carried away by an unfamiliar woman. "We'll take care of him, dearie. Thank you," she muttered, twitching, and dragged Kiba away. The crew rushed to Flight 276 after the announcement. "Flight 276 to SA Nafar in the ISCO departing shortly," was made. The flight was long. They had to go to Florida after that, which was longer still. He didn't mind. Niji had methods to keep himself busy. Shadow Ninja also played Go against the computer for over 5 hours. Shino twitched a lot since he didn't like being off the ground. She felt a little apprehensive since he kept staring at her, even though Cute Ninja felt it was proper to offer him an embrace. With a sigh, Sakura and Ino turned to look at their friend Naruto, who had been keeping his eyes closed. Sakura yelled, "So desu any!" before understanding that she was agreeing with Ino, who laughed and replied, "Kawaii desu any?" That was disturbing. Ino laughed and replied, "Thanks for inviting me, Sakura. I thought you'd want me gone so I couldn't hog up your friend, but you invited me anyway. Thanks." Sakura stopped and looked at her friend. Although she hadn't given it much thought, it was nice that she and Ino were getting along and that Ino was gracious enough to say that. To do it must have required bravery. With a smile, Sakura answered, "On." Lee promised Niji that he would show Sakura how much he loved her today, as he often did. He went on to explain how Niji and Tenten's youth will be revitalized by DISNYWORLD. Niji continued reading a magazine, muttering to himself that he was red in the face. Tintin, who was seated behind Lee, kept smiling at Niji, which both pleased and irritated him. He tried to grin back at her as she turned to face the window, flushed deep crimson. This is Niji so that was an accomplishment in and of itself. Choji ate all of the free food, much to the chagrin of Shadow Ninja, while Naruto ate roughly 20 ramen dishes. Adorable Ninja, who also loved ramen, stared at them with wide eyes. Even though he only had one pair of chopsticks with him, when he fed them to the cute ninja, Naruto saw and gave her one, turning her cheeks a vivid rose color. If Kiba had been there, Naruto could have been half dead by now. Nobody was aware that Temari had sneaked onto the aircraft. She had been informed that Ino and Shadow Ninja were departing. She thought this was a horrible combination, which probably meant that Ino was going to go after Shadow Ninja. Shadow Ninja her. Temari wore spectacles, the kind you get at the dollar store, and a fake mustache to blend in with the background, refusing to let this happen. She crouched behind her fan and watched him play Go. Temari thought, "He's so adorable when he thinks." The long flights of doom finally ended, and they landed in Florida, which was in a different time zone. Someone shouted, "And stay out!" and tossed Kiba and Akamaru out of the plane, shocking cute ninja. Poor Kiba, she thought, stranded at the bottom the whole time. So degrading. Kiba almost screamed. "Maybe it's because you look too much like your freaking dog," Niji said. Alright, now this explains why Niji hated Kiba. Flashback. "Oh hi Kiba," cute ninja muttered over the phone when she was still bashful. "Hey cute ninja, do you want to train today? Shido can't come, but we could just the two of us." Okay Kiba, sounds great," murmured cute ninja, blushing slightly. Niji concluded that Kiba was liked by his cousin after hearing this. Despite his lack of knowledge of Kiba, he assumed that the punks were not as aristocratic as the Hyugas. Incidentally, she didn't. Kiba was pursuing Harag's idea. Schwa. For this reason, he wanted to stop his cousin from seeing an unknown man. It would result in shame for the whole Hyuga Schwa residents. Another advantage is that it would make cute ninja unhappy. Flashback end. What? Kiba was annoyed by this man. What was the relationship between them? He didn't have the appearance of cute ninja. HMN, Niji muttered, and continued, with Tintin following suit and sticking her tongue out at Kiba. There was no other reason why she didn't like him. "We're here," said the cute ninja, smiling and looking up into the clear blue sky. It was still warm here, unlike Japan, where everything was covered in winter. Shino slumped to the ground after discovering bugs. Fantastic. "Let's get ramen," said Naruto as he rushed out of the airport. "Inardio! Wait! We're not in Japan and more dash!" shouted the adorable ninja as he ran after him. "Let's find the others," she replied, smiling, and eventually grasped his arms before he could go too far. He stared at the gorgeous woman who had taken hold of his arms and shrugged, putting the ramen out of his mind. "Okay," he replied. Sakura and Lee glanced away when Lee asked, "So Sakura, what is it that we do now?" "I guess we go to our hotel rooms and drop our stuff off, Tintin," she replied. Many Americans grew interested in the 12 yelling, oddly clothed ninjas. She screamed, "What, Sakura?" as she rushed past Niji. "What hotel did you book?" Her answer was simple. "The Disneyland Resort." Sakura appeared unsure and her face drooped, as if she were hoping for something more romantic. she said. That's okay, isn't it? Okay, I guess we need to find a taxi, she yelled as she walked away. Shadow! A terrified-looking man stopped. He asked, how many? As he and Cute Ninja returned, gazing into her Hugan eyes and yelling, SQLZ. Ino said, 12, as though it were that simple. The man's eyes grew wide, especially when he saw the nearly evil Akamaru shout, 1! Then he saw Niji's clear eyes and stated, you will drive us. He shook his head and said, but you might want another taxi too, dash. It'll be fine, was Tintin's straightforward response before boarding the taxi. Once more, let's stuff Kiba in the back. With those words, Niji made Cute Ninja look sad. What a drag, muttered Shadow Ninja. So many freaking people in one taxi. It would be an understatement of the year to say that it was packed. He convinced him to sit on Shadow Ninja's lap, much to Ino's dismay, but I guess everyone else sat on top of one another, except for Kiba, who was jammed into the trunk with Akamaru and everyone else's small baggage. Shino chose to sit on the roof because he could, and everyone else double-buckled, which was foolish, but oh well oh. Ndu appeared to enjoy the lengthy and uncomfortable ride. Temari followed, somehow, with her snazzy fans of Doom author faults and plot. Ignore it. But eventually, it was over. Later, a friend of Ndu's showed up and pulled Choiji, who had fallen, out the window. Everyone fell out at the same time, which was kind of funny, and the driver demanded more money to make up for the crazy guy on the roof who put a fake spider through the window, only to see Ino scream and grab Shadow Ninja. Who would have guessed? Sakura watched her Ndu friend closely, hoping he would be manly enough to offer to pay, and reluctantly pulled out her card. However, he was glaring at the bright facade of the Disney resort, so she moved the card closer while he was still staring at her. He didn't notice, but then the Rock Lee theme music came on and gave the driver twice as much as was owed. Sakura looked at him, first wondering how he got $200 or so in cash, and then she questioned why he was being so kind. Thank you, Lee. Her endearing smile was worth far more than $200 in cash to him, and he almost melted when he saw it. No issue, Sakura, he returned the smile. As everyone gathered their belongings, Cute Ninja saw that no one was willing to assist Kiba, so she grabbed him and pulled him out, and he unintentionally landed on her. In any case, Kiba and Cute Ninja were both very red, though perhaps this wasn't an accident. Oh thanks, Cute Ninja, he mumbled, springing to his feet as once. Nerda gave him a doubtful gaze in response, and Cute Ninja gave him a warm grin before following him into the hotel. Nobody bothered to change the fact that there were 2 rooms, one for girls and one for boys, and no one objected. Authorya for G-rated fan FICS everyone unpacked and prepared to go to Disney World. You see, because they were from Japan, the confusing time zones of Doom gave them an extra day, so it was around 10:30 in the morning, but their bodies felt like it was night. Everyone was fatigued, except for Nerdu, but they were all foolish enough to go. Niji and Nerdu's pal were the first 2 out of the little taxi when they arrived. You would think they would learn, but they didn't. As soon as they entered the Disneyland resort, they noticed an evil-looking mouse wearing red pants and yellow shoes, who was in charge of the establishment. Orochimaru, thought Nerdu's companion. Something I can kill, pondered Niji. As a result, both of them were resolved to track down this so-called Mickey Mouse and assassinate him. The girls cried out to them as they raced to the castle, yelling, "You need a ticket!" 10-10 yelled at Niji, but they were both enthusiastic about smashing this. Mickey Mouse, and didn't back down. Everyone else followed with the laws and handed their tickets to the ticket lady, but Kiba was stopped as he entered by another woman with a large smile on her face, who stated, "I apologize, but dogs are not authorized. Akamaru is not some freaking pet," Kiba shouted at her, as Akamaru appeared to be ready to murder her. "He's part of me. Does anyone not understand?" Oh yeah, Naruto had been holding Cute Ninja's hand for a long time. Hey, Naruto thought. Unlike Sakura, she doesn't hit me when I try to grab her hand. She looked scared and just let them go. So I'm not letting go. Cute Ninja was growing a bit apprehensive and tightening her grip on his hand. Tintin was out of the ordinary. "Oh," she said. She was dressed in a black skirt and a pink tank top instead of her typical Chinese top. Tintin while wearing a skirt. There was a problem. In addition, she wore her hair in two thin braids instead of the customary buns. It had a lovely appearance. She asked with a very girlish smile, "Where do you want to go, Niji?" Niji was momentarily confused by this before responding, "Mickey Mouse." Tintin was thrown back for a while. Niji wanted to see Mickey Mouse, which was odd, but she was willing to accept it. "All right. Come on." "Well, I haven't been to Disney World since I was 6 years old, and I had chicken pox, so I don't know what it's called," she answered, seizing his hand and running off toward the magical castle. Sakura shouted, "Hold on!" after them. Clearly, this was not going to work out. "Sakura Hina, do you need them back?" Lee asked. Was he calling her a flower with cherry blossoms? Lee had affectionately dubbed her ever since. What the hell was going on? Sakura hung her head down and muttered, "It's okay, never mind," while Naruto and Cute Ninja walked off toward a tree, both of them staring into one another's eyes. But it was too late. Lee charged at full speed, snatched Niji from behind, and pulled Tintin with him while yelling, "Sakura Hina, I mean, Sakura-san needs you." "But I have to find Mickey Mouse." Niji screamed. Lee was willing to go to any lengths for Sakura, his beloved. It was too happy here. It was weird. Orochimaru, that had to be him, seemed to be thinking the same thing as his companion, and then a man in a costume tackled him, and he thought his name was something like, "Oh, what did Sakura call him? The one with Eeyore." "You look almost as emo as me," Eeyore remarked somberly as Naruto's friend lay on the ground, stunned by the unexpected tackle from a man dressed as a blue donkey. "I'm not an emo. I have a superior complex." "That's it," Naruto's companion exclaimed. "I need to kill Orochimaru." Eeyore looked dutifully and said, "I'm not familiar with Orochimaru. I did lose my tail, though. Could you find it for me?" "I don't have time for you, dumb tail. They have to kill the guy they call Mickey Mouse." Naruto's friend was ready to use his Sharingan on this man after he had stood back up. Approaching him, Eeyore said, "I think you need a hug," and made an effort to grasp him. "I have to find Mickey Mouse, so let me go," a small child said, clutching cotton candy. "That boy isn't very nice, is he, Mommy?" to her mother. "He doesn't like Eeyore." Ino decided to use her mind transfer spirit skill to give Naruto a hug after learning about his partner. "Let go!" he screamed. Ino was liking this a lot. That's when Sakura saw Ino's body drop, and she knew what was happening. Shadow Ninja was up against some tree, asking some lady at a stand if she sold any sake. The girl was some student in training, and asked him in a preppy voice, "What sake?" He said, "It's sake," obligingly. "Oh, may I just have a Coke?" "Take a look. It will cost $5. $5? You must be fooling with me. How annoying. He didn't feel like doing anything to earn one, so he passed Choji, who had just spent $20 on a hot dog, a bag of popcorn, and a drink. Since it was his father's money, he didn't mind. I gave them back to Sakura. Lee smiled as he drew Tenten and Niji toward her. AHHH, Sakura shouted, plucking at her lovely but short peach hair. It's all going wrong. With a disappointed attitude, as if he had done something wrong, Lee dropped Niji and Tenten and yelled to Sakura, I'll run 300 laps around this park if I did something wrong. Quit talking, everyone. When Sakura's inner self shouted out through her, Niji and Tenten stopped, Naruto and Cute Ninja stopped, and even Ino stopped cuddling her new companion and returned to her own body. Let's just go together on some ride, she muttered in frustration. With the exception of Shino, who was holding a lot of beetles and had never seen this type of bug before, everyone murmured, Okay. Then, as if on some kind of a rank assignment, Sakura led the group on random rides while Niji and his new companion searched for Mickey Mouse. Relax, Niji. Enjoy it. This isn't a quest. Tenten's laughing in particular made Niji spin around, flushed. Until he remembered Sakura and Cute Ninja's remark that she believed this to be a date or something. He had never seen Tenten like this. Reluctantly, he took her hand and muttered, All right, thinking, I guess I'll play along with it. As Tenten blushed and gazed at his hand gripping hers, he wondered himself. Man, girls are beating me, what's wrong with me? At first, Sakura thought the teacup ride would be entertaining. His new companion would always shudder as the mouse emerged from the teapot, fearing that it would hurl shuriken or something. Sakura tried to soothe him by laughing, but he didn't comprehend the word. He and Sakura were disturbed when Ino chuckled and embraced him again. If a robotic mouse was capable of having a hangover, Shadow Ninja was positive it was. Sitting, Choji tried, but failed horribly to keep eating. Cute Ninja kept falling against Naruto because he was spinning their teacup so fast. This is amazing! It's true! He kept yelling, much to the chagrin of the elementary school pretend skater in the teacup next to him. The teacup began spinning abnormally fast, and Tenten's eyes widened as they wondered what they were going to do. Then, the teacup fell off the track and rolled into the fence surrounding the teacup ride, and Tenten and Niji fell out, the teacup falling on top of them and bumping into Naruto's cup, which caused Naruto and Cute Ninja to stop suddenly, causing Cute Ninja to accidentally ram into Naruto. The whole journey stopped, and a little 3-year-old girl started crying. Mommy! Mister, you stopped the ride. Make it work again. She cried, jumping out of her teacup and hitting her friend in the head when she saw his head. No! Don't hurt her! Screamed Sakura as her agitated Naruto companion began to hit the small girl. The mother commanded her Naruto friend, Don't hurt my little girl, as she rushed to get her child back. Your success! Naruto's friend Hana cried out as he ripped Minnie's head off. What brought you here? Both Itachi and his friend Naruto shouted. Because of Itachi's arrival, the Naruto pal could not handle her smile and smooch on Itachi. Oh my god! My friend Naruto would have yelled, on the edge of going insane, if he hadn't already arrived at that point. Author, high fructose corn syrup. What do I do? Sakura was also surprised to see that Cute Ninja was being served some cotton candy by Naruto, in a far more gentlemanly manner than Sakura could have imagined. Cute Ninja blushed and took a mouthful of it, and now both of them had bright blue dye all over their faces. Sakura sobbed to her friend. Naruto appeared confused. Sakura-chan, what's wrong? Would you also want some cotton candy? No, I don't, NRDO. She slapped him, almost making the cute ninja angry at Sakura. What do you mean? Questioned the adorable ninja. I was having a great time. Sakura tried to silence her breathing. The friends about to kill Mickey Mouse, Niji and Tintin are wandering off who knows where, and Shadow Ninja's trying to get high on Coca-Cola, and Choji's spending all our money on food, and now Ino's depressed and Lee's being overly nice dash. Adorable Ninja blinked. What's wrong with that? It's just, Sakura said, on the verge of tears. This is completely different from what I had anticipated. What did you expect? Our team is crazy. They're always like this, laughed the adorable ninja. Sakura hadn't thought of that. Her response was halting, but still. Cute Ninja looked over her shoulder and laughed, ignoring her. Did you see where Shadow Ninja wandered off? Sakura turned to see him carrying a huge plush bear for Ino and said, With a flush, Ino hugged him. I bet he's not saying that was a drag, she added, laughing. Tamari, who was now sitting on a park seat with a restless squirrel, saw the whole thing, including Ino's hug of Shadow Ninja, and he blushed slightly. Grrrr, she yelled, clenching her teeth, and scared the squirrel away. In some way, everyone ended up at the same roller coaster, which made Cute Ninja a bit concerned and Choji hesitate to eat much more. Suddenly, Kiba and Akamaru were back. They were somewhere. I don't know where. Shino, covered with insects, was enjoying the spectacle. Everyone went in except Akamaru, who looked at their possessions, especially Ino's bear, which he thought was real, and growled at it. Then the coaster suddenly shot forward. Cute Ninja screamed for a moment, and then Naruto put his arm over her, and she smiled. Kiba looked at Naruto and Cute Ninja with jealousy. Niji and Tintin seemed bored until the coaster tumbled down the steep slope and Niji grabbed Tintin's hand. Ino slipped her arm over Shadow Ninja's as his eyes widened, a little startled. Leaning over the side, Shino was disappointed to see some flies fly off Choji. As for Lee and Sakura, well, Lee was having a blast, and Sakura smiled as he shouted over the tracks that roller coasters were very young. She was nervous herself because this was a wooden coaster that seemed to be about to blow up and send them hurtling hundreds of feet. Lee seemed to notice, but he didn't know what to do about it. When Sakura noticed that Niji was doing it, he took her hand, causing her to glance up at him and forget the trip altogether. It was a normal ride. Whoa! Wonderful. There were no attempts at murder. Since Inda's companion left looking quite bored, it seems that he didn't. The males twitched at the odd looks they got from the Disney princesses, but everyone else continued to move around the park. But Tintin embraced each of them. Niji was so annoyed by this, for some reason, that he grabbed her wrist and pulled her away. As they went on, Sakura saw a karaoke bar. Whoa! Even Americans enjoyed those. Hey, let's do karaoke, Sakura said to the group, who were a little surprised by her sudden outburst. I don't know. The adorable ninja stumbled as she glanced at the stand. I've never been good at karaoke. Sounds like fun, Ino exclaimed, continuing to hold Shadow Ninja by the arm. Sakura and Ino ran into the karaoke hall, taking Cute Ninja with them. They soon found Tintin and brought her in as well. The youngsters remained there for a long time, completely baffled by what in the world was going on. Since none of them could sing, karaoke felt like a total drag. However, Naruto, who is frequently upset, yelled, "Karaoke! YH!" and rushed after the gals. Reluctantly, a couple of guys followed. they discovered that all of the songs were in English when they opened the songbook. Oh, that may be an issue. They didn't recognize any of them. Sumamasen dash, Sakura said to the man at the counter. The worker, who was obviously working a winter shift for low pay, asked, Wah? Oh, Gomen. I mean, sorry, do you have any J-pop? Sakura said, embarrassed. Ino asked, Y'all like Love Heart Suit Shine by B for You? Cute Ninja said, Or Kira Kira by Hearts Grow? Maybe Cuento Clutch by Noria? Tintin, who liked Hong Kong pop, asked, No, do you have any Cherry Boom songs? Or Larson Seal? As he stood there, the man seemed indifferent to the three giddy girls and the one who was just ecstatic. Wah? He asked again. Do you speak English? Ino inquired. He said, Yeah, in answer. Then do you have any songs not in English? He pulled out a Spanish karaoke book and answered, Yeah. Ino pulled at her gorgeous golden hair. Not Spanish. Do we look like we? Are you? Dunno. Are you French? He continued, casually chewing gum. No. We are Nihonjin, Sakura said. Japanese. When he seen Sakura holding this low-wage man by the collar, Naruto hurried in after Cute Ninja stood awkwardly for a bit, thinking, I know some songs in French. Got any ramen? He asked as if nothing had happened. The man looked from Naruto to the girl with the peach hair, then to Ino, Tenten, and Cute Ninja, who were debating who was the most gorgeous man in Larson Seal. He said, Are you foreign exchange students? Tenten said, We're here to do karaoke, which is Japanese. Niji then came in, perplexed by what was going on. Naruto scratched his head. What kind of karaoke place doesn't have ramen? America's weird. He said, Oh, I know some English songs dash. As Kiba came in, all the women turned, whispering, Conformist, they said. He pulled out some cash and went into a booth, confused by the difference between the worth of dollars and yen. Okay then. Oh yeah, cried Tintin as she pulled out her CD player. I've got a CD with Larkin Seal's songs on it. There's an instrumental track on it. Niji asked, Then what's the point in paying, Tintin? Tintin frowned. Sakura was dissatisfied as the males thought. Why yay? We don't have to sing. Whatever, let's get out of here. It was time for them to have some sort of meal, as the day was drawing to a close. The Pinocchio restaurant, which is situated above the It's a Small World ride, is where they went next. Sakura glared at Niji when he held Lee and shouted, Sing and you'll die. But Lee didn't pay attention. Niji and Shadow Ninja, Naruto's friend, were prepared to jump through the glass and destroy all of those foolish dancing dolls that were singing. ITS a small world after all. Lee didn't seem to mind, nearly starting to sing along. The remainder of the day appeared to be practically typical. Oh, but when Tintin saw some plush Chip and Dales, which were almost as irresistible as the plush monkeys, he had to grab Niji by the ear. Although Kiba's Pluto ears were somewhat adorable, Cute Ninja thought Naruto's Mickey Mouse ears were much more adorable. The funniest part was observing Naruto's companion's facial response when they wore them. He shouted, Mickey Mouse! And charged Naruto, making Niji and Naruto twitch at the same time. However, the Magic Kingdom was illuminated by fireworks as night fell. The girls mused that this was quite beautiful. Being a shinobi meant that such an event did not occur frequently. Cute Ninja was holding a really cute plush Pooh Bear that Nerda had bought her in her arm, as her eyes widened in response to the brighter sky. She had never experienced a more amazing day in her life. Never. Now Nerda was holding her by the arm. An RDO. That he would be like this one day, so soon, would have never occurred to her. Cute Ninja Dash. He went on, startling Cute Ninja out of her trance with an almost serious tone. You're really beautiful, she said, her face stuck in a state of utter awe and ecstasy as she stared into his eyes for a few moments. Kiba looked bored, however his eyes kept wandering to Nerda and Cute Ninja. He was concerned to see cute ninjas with men other than himself. I was annoyed by it. Akamaru yelled, "On!" in a tired voice, seemingly in agreement. Sakura grinned. This was how she hoped it would end. Everyone would look up at the stars and hope that it would never end. The only difference was that she had assumed her Nerda friend would put his arm around her. But now it was Rock Lee, and she loved it that way. Shadow Ninja decided that this trip wasn't a drag after all. Ino seemed so happy that it must have been worth something. Meanwhile, he had no idea that Temari was watching Ino sternly from a tree. She had had enough of him. She muttered to herself, "Why didn't I get my brothers to come? It won't be that easy to separate them," she grumbled. I doubt Shadow Ninja would like. But why had she gone half the way around the world to witness her love with another girl? She suddenly jumped from behind, her fan ready to strike Ino in the head. However, she was originally spotted by Shadow Ninja. "Temari?" he said, and she fell to the ground. "Shadow Ninja," she explained, attempting to sound appreciative and naive. Ino looked suspiciously. "Why are you here?" Ino asked bluntly. "I'm well Dash." Temari was ready to strangle the girl. She was really annoying. "I just wanted to talk to Shadow Ninja." Ino looked at her doubtfully. "You like him, don't you?" Temari blushed and hesitated, trying to figure out how to get back in. "Well Dash." Shadow Ninja turned around and said, "What? We were on one mission together and you liked me after that?" Temari didn't move. It was like the disagreement she had with him in the test. "I've spent the entire day following you and your girlfriend." What could be said? No. It wouldn't function. All right. What could be done? Her supply of chakra for kick-butt moves was getting low. And would she really want to beat her lover with him? Maybe it was his girlfriend, but that was another story. But he let out a shout that disrupted everyone's focus and made Choji look at his watch. Naturally, because he had no lover to look at and the explosions bored him. "No! It's almost 10! I'm gonna miss my show!" he cried as he hurried into the parking lot. Reluctantly, the Shadow Ninja followed Choji out of Ino. "Choji, come back here, you idiot!" "Yes!" Temari thought as she grabbed her fan and used it to hit Ino in the head, her big head piercing the paper of the fan. Ino's cry, "What was that for?" made everyone turn their heads away. Tenten asked, "Temari? Why are you trying to kill Ino?" Wondering why her enemy was here, trying to kill her. Temari shouted, "Die!" and used a series of sand village techniques on Ino, causing him to fall to the ground in silence. While Niji scowled and put his arm over her protectively, thinking, "She'd better not try that stunt on Tenten." Tenten pulled an extra shuriken out of her pocket for safety. The chaos then resumed. Kiba then decided to scream at Nerdu, who seemed to be trying to kiss Cute Ninja. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Either way, Kiba was not happy. When Akamaru bit his leg and spilled his popcorn bag all over Cute Ninja, who seemed to be in total disbelief, Nerdu shouted out and dropped his bag. Shino was code and on the ground for no apparent cause, while Ninja's friend was looking suspiciously around for Mickey Mouse and muttering, "Itachi," under his breath. Sakura let out a scream as everything shattered before her eyes once more. Then Lee got agitated and decided to do whatever it needed to make Sakura happy. Then, using his lightning speed, he captured Shadow and Choji Ninja, which oddly made everything else go more easily. This was particularly true when Naruto utilized Shadow clones to drive Kiba away after Shadow Ninja used his Shadow Jujutsu on Temari. Cute Ninja was thrilled when Naruto proceeded to kiss Kiba. This time, no one tried to stop them. "Oh!" Sakura finally paused, staring at Lee in embarrassment as she realized it had happened out loud. "Thank you, Lee. I don't know what I'd do without you," she added with a smile, and Lee understood that the entire trip had been worthwhile. When he put his arms around her, she didn't try to kill him. Yes, this is something Guy-sensei would have been proud of. A youth renew is needed by all. Niji and Tenten made the decision to sit down, ignore the commotion, and simply gaze up at the sky. Choji tried to tell them to hurry up, but Niji just hit him. Niji was a little confused as Tenten began. "Niji, thanks. This has been the best time I've had, ever." "Oh yeah, I think I set him up," Niji thought. "Well, it looks like I did a fantastic job, so whatever." He smiled and asked, "Will this make it even better?" "Wow, Tenten is very amazing," and gave her a kiss. It was very odd for Tenten to look like she was about to pass out. After a while, a few security guards led Kiba and Akamaru to the gang's location and reported that they had seen a dog-like child being followed by a bunch of identical-looking blonde children. Adorable Ninja looked at Naruto and said, "Kinda like that guy Dash," with an uncomfortable laugh. Man, Americans were stupid. Then someone Ino called, Donald Duck, came to warn them to go in a squeaky fake voice. It was time for the park to close. Everyone was enjoying Disneyland despite their misgivings. Even their friend Naruto was having a good time punching a wooden stand-up of Mickey Mouse. "Well," Sakura said, looking particularly at Lee, "I guess we do have part of a day tomorrow, and if Choji hasn't spent all our money we can come back." Everyone agreed, except for Temari, who was more or less stuck behind a tree. Later, some security guards wearing Mickey Mouse ears escorted her out of the park. But then a few others dressed in large Chip and Dale costumes showed up, grabbed the 12 ninjas, and dragged them to the gate. Some guards in straitjackets with Pluto ears showed up and bound Naruto after Cute Ninja saw him on a roof and yelled at him to get down. A poor girl is a cute ninja. She must have looked crazy. As a result, the music slowed and Disney World's lights went out, but everyone continued to hope that they would return to a place where they wouldn't have to worry about their ninja status. That is, if the security guards would permit it. Therefore, you wouldn't have to worry about someone trying to kill you in various parts of the world. Aside from being a Kiba. Hardsuit. Moreover, the next day, Tintin decided to check on Niji, the last occupant in the man's room. She knocked, but no one answered. "Niji?" she asked, a little nervously. "Was he hurt?" She pulled the door off its hinges, so she could see Niji clutching a stuffed monkey. She forced herself not to laugh. "Niji? Is that from when we helped Lee with a gift for Sakura? You still have that?" "My monkey," she said, and Niji gave her a weird look. "What is it with you and monkeys?" she asked, worried about this new Niji. "Does Cute Ninja know about this? Or Lee? Or a therapist?" Niji said nothing for a long time, not knowing what to say. Cute Ninja asked, "Hey, Tintin, are you ready?" But then she saw the door on the floor, Niji holding a monkey, and Tintin pointing at him while wearing a humorous expression. "Niji, you still have that monkey," said the adorable ninja, laughing. "MBH!" he exclaimed as he threw the monkey at cute ninja, causing her to fall. "I told you they hated you," he grimaced. Everyone else would have screamed, "Kawaii!" if they had been awake to hear the adorable ninja's yawn as she woke up. But no, everyone was tired and sluggish. But adorable ninja came out. She cautiously walked over everyone else to the computer, hoping to access her online journal/blog of doom. It must have been submitted yesterday. I was forced to. Even though she was still feeling chilly, it was amazing when to put his arm over her. Inside, a cute ninja squeals. She went to the keyboard and started typing, something about rabid squirrels because no one can forget them, NRDOKUN, obnoxious instant messaging smiley faces, and hearts, of course. Then, food! Need food! Ino awakened with a jolt and ran outside to the complimentary continental breakfast. Say that 3 times fast. I dare you. Megumikin's pointing finger of doom. Sakura then woke up slowly, saw cute ninja at HT computer, then dropped back to sleep. In her sleep, Tintin was punching Sakura because she thought it was Lee and muttering something like, "Lee, get away from those mushroomamus. Don't eat one, you retard," while holding a plush. WOH, it strangely looked like Niji. HMMM. Her forehead, which had once been large, had become enormous. Cute ninja turned uneasily in her chair when she screamed. Tamari slipped into the corner and awoke in a miraculous way. She threw some well-positioned popcorn at Tintin's head since she found the conflict amusing. She didn't like Tintin. As Ino hurried back up with 5 donuts in her arms, Choji followed her like a stalking dog, saying, "Please, Ino, I only had 10. Just one more." Her habits had rubbed off on her. "Mine!" she yelled passionately, clutching her precious chocolate sprinkle donuts. He sulked. She opened the door to see cute ninja screaming and trying to tear Sakura and Tintin to pieces after a fierce dispute, while Tamari was tossing popcorn at them. Ino stared for a long time before deciding whether to laugh at Sakura's big forehead bump or to knock Tamari out the window. Tempting, taunting, and foul-smelling options, eh? Why? "Forehead girl, stop hitting Tinny-chan." "Tinny-chan?" Tintin angrily exclaimed. "Yes, you are Tinny-chan," she said, HN, in a Niji-ish tone that only SHE, who was Niji's only stalker, could imitate. "Ino pig," Sakura scowled. "Sheikah stealer," Tamari exclaimed, condemning Ino once more. "Oh, poor Ino-chan large." "Sand stalker," Ino screamed back. Tamari was taken back and severely upset. "Cute ninja," was stated innocuously and inappropriately. Everyone's focus was on the adorable Hyuga heiress. Tamari refused to take ownership of the popcorn that was scattered around the floor. Then Choji started eating it. Why had Choji stayed? "I'm only the author, so ask me not to." Sly laugh. "Choji, out. Now! This is the girls' room," Ino remarked with a frown. He barked, still sounding like a little puppy. "But food?" Tamari threw away the bucket of popcorn called Calorie Crap. Megumi-chan claims this is now an unofficial brand name. Choji fell back into the hallway as Sakura slammed the door. "Well, so what's the plan, Sakura?" asked cute ninja, asking if today will be as amazing as yesterday. "I'm not quite sure. Do you guys want to go to Disney again? There's more to Florida than Disney. But it's fun, protested the adorable ninja. Ino was hesitant to acknowledge. I liked it. Dash. You little children, you still want to go to the theme park? Temari smacked her head against a chair. Why are you still here, Temari? Tenten asked. She said truthfully, my brothers are boring after a while. Y'all know, with the bloodlust and all. It's annoying. And obviously I can't just say, hey guys, let's do karaoke. They'd kill me. Perhaps literally. She sighed. Cute Ninja was the only one who seemed fully sympathetic. Tenten was on the edge of doing so, but then she recalled the Chonin examinations and lost all sympathy, maintaining her visage austere and Nietzsche-ish. Adorable Ninja got up and embraced the dejected Temari-chan. This caught Temari off guard, but it was cute. Temari seems unconcerned despite her severe manner. She hugged Cute Ninja back. Thanks, Cute Ninja-chan. Sakura's inner self said, YH! Hugging! And she joined in. Reluctantly, Ino got to her feet and dragged Tenten with her. Large random group. Indeed, Megumi has nothing to do. There was now a huge glob of Kenichi in the middle of the motel room. Ino asked, what do we do now? I guess we get the boys somehow, Sakura thought. Tenten thought to himself, you must be kidding. Tenten! Since you're the tomboy here, go wake up the boys. You must be joking, she said, annoyed with Sakura. No, I'm not going in there. Well, who else will? Can't Temari? She's all tough, she beat me, remember? Temari looked at the carpet, her blonde ponytails bobbing. No, we're going to be friends with Temari-chan from this point on thanks to Cute Ninja's inspirational hug. Sakura made it clear. Cute Ninja did a quick victory dance in the corner. Temari smiled. Until Tenten saw Choji unconscious, she believed she had been defeated. Hello, why not Choji? As she thought about how pitifully stupid people were about normal things, Ino muttered, oh yeah. She kicked Choji out of his stomach. Get up, lard. Choji muttered, Naya dash. Ino? He muttered as he slowly opened his eyes. Ino said sharply, wake everyone up, Choji-kun dash. As though she were a mother to a cunning child who had just eaten some mutant worms. Choji murmured, Chiakia, as he strolled slowly to the door. He performed his magical big stomach of doom in the man's room. Jujitsu, whatever. He woke everyone by rolling over sleeping bags. The girls were given the chance to watch. The part where Niji yelled was quite amusing. Then the shadow ninja screamed. Shino was next, and as a bug flew from his face, he screamed. Oh no, he was still wearing his glasses. Tenten and Ino were RO fell. Then his partner let out an OOC scream. Sakura and Ino were gagging from laughter. Choji, you moron! Someone, most likely Kiba, threw a pillow at his enormous head. OHWWWWW, wailed Choji as his size stabilized. Shika and her new friend went back to sleep. Ino came over and screamed in their ears when they yelled once more. Tenten was still RO-fell. That is, until Niji looked at her without a shirt, which only made Tenten blush and hesitate. The boys actually appeared to be staring at Choji until they caught a glimpse of her peering through the open door. The only person with a brain, near his friend, then slammed the door and beat Choji, poor Choji, weep. Tenten was still on the ground, her eyes chocolate and dazzling red, now in a calmish state. Sakura rolled her eyes and went to get ready in the girl's room. The others followed suit. After 5 minutes, Sakura exclaimed, "Let's go!" with excitement. Rock Lee agreed, walking with a lot of youth. Sakura created him a new, fashionable outfit and politely dissuaded him from wearing the jumpsuit. It had a turtleneck top and black slacks, yet it was still green. The notion that Lee might seem to possess fashion. A gasp. She and Lee rushed down the hallway, leading the way. Then a random group of Shino, Kiba, a battered Choji, a new friend, Tamari, and, wait, that's it, followed slowly, followed by Shadow Ninja, Ino, Ndu, and Cute Ninja. I think Tenten decided to wait for Niji, who was the last person in the man's room. She knocked, but no one answered. "Niji?" she asked, a little nervously. Was he hurt? She pulled the door off its hinges, so she could see Niji clutching a stuffed monkey. She forced herself not to laugh. "Niji? Is that from when we helped Lee with a gift for Sakura? You still have that?" "My monkey," she said, and Niji gave her a weird look. "What is it with you and monkeys?" she asked, worried about this new Niji. "Does Cute Ninja know about this? Or Lee? Or a therapist?" Niji said nothing for a long time, not knowing what to say. As she turned to face the door that was now on the ground, with Niji holding a monkey and Tenten pointing at him with an odd expression, the Cute Ninja asked, "Hey, Tenten, are you ready?" "Niji, you still have that monkey," said the adorable ninja, laughing. He yelled, "MBH!" and threw the monkey at Cute Ninja, knocking her to the ground. "I told you they hated you," he grimaced. Have you ever seen a Cute Ninja trip and fall after being hit by a monkey? He ran back to Cute Ninja's side. He shouted, "Niji, what are you doing to your cousin?" in a protective tone. The adorable ninja got up and smiled, saying, "Oh nah, Nerdiku, it's nothing, don't worry." Nerdu, though, remained unconvinced. Niji's threatening stance interrupted Nerdu, saying, "Gosh, Niji, stop being mean to Hina-chan. Why do you pick on her? She could kill Dash." "None of your business, Uzumaki." "Why is it is? Now that I'm Hina-chan's boyfriend Dash." "And Ardeo-kun?" the adorable ninja asked, her big, dazzling eyes sparkling with ecstasy as she raised her head. You mean that?" "Well, he Dash." Nerda shrugged in embarrassment. "I was going to ask you and I was hoping you'd say yes, Dash." "Of course, Nerda-kun," she explained, smiling and giving him a tight embrace while disregarding Niji's annoying presence. Tenten just stared and watched. Nerdu smiled widely. "Believe it." Oh, Tenten and Niji looked at each other for a long moment before blushing and turning away. Niji wished he would never do such a stupid thing in front of Tenten. Never. "If you hurt her, you?" Niji asked, gesturing to a uber-happy Nerdu. That sounded so foolish, wow. Tenten laughed and said, "There won't be any sign of you left." Sighs. "Niji-san, stop it!" The adorable ninja frowned as she returned to Nerdu's embrace. Oh my goodness. So could. The author falls to the ground in Naruhina's nightmares. Okay, so everyone goes back to Disney World. In the well-thought-out 2 taxis this time. Shino was still on the roof and still squeezed. This was a naive and unsuspecting cabbie who had no idea what he was getting into. I'm having a great time at Disney World. Indeed, Nerdu seemed to be in a happy daze. The expression of the shadow ninja was concerned. "What's with Naruto?" he asked, looking at Temari instead of Ino, which annoyed Ino. "It's cute Ninja's inspirational hugs," Temari suddenly cried. Shadow Ninja stared at her for a long time. "Oh." With enthusiasm, Tenten said to Cute Ninja, "Try it on, Niji. Let's see what happens." After hearing Temari's remark, reluctantly, the adorable ninja went up to her cousin, who gave her a, "You're still alive? Look. Okay, Dash. You're the bestest cousin ever, Nijini 3i-san," she explained, throwing her arms around his neck in an impromptu, happy hug. She was totally out of control once more. This didn't seem to bother Niji for a minute. After then, Cute Ninja let go in a monotone. He turned to face Tenten, kissed her briefly, and remarked, "I feel very complete and happy now." Oh, Rockley twitched, youth, but in a very happy way. "What can I say, then?" Kiba hit Niji over the head, apparently annoyed that he was one of the few without an eternal love, and Tenten cried out a little, childish cry. So long as she could, she kept kissing Niji. Then Niji gave her a big, cute hug. "Aw." Naruto's companion stepped aside and threw up on a defenseless chipmunk. Then, as Niji and Tenten understood that they weren't alone in some enigmatic trees where they could practice and be happy or anything, there was that awkward stillness. No. Several young toddlers stopped in Disneyland, and either 1 poked them. 2 asked, "Mommy, who are the weird people?" 3 asked, "Mommy, why are those two hugging? Do they like each other? Where do babies come from?" 4 tried to pull Akamaru's tail. Kiba had to restrain the little children as they ran away, screaming about suing the scary boy with the red marks on his face. Muttering, Niji attempted to reluctantly push Tenten away before miraculously reverting to his austere demeanor. It was time for everyone to forget that they had just seen the stoic Niji Hyuga kiss the weapon's mistress, Tenten, passionately. Adorable Ninja laughed. Playing with people's thoughts was fun, especially because it was all unintentional. "Well, where shall we start today?" Sakura asked the gathering to break the jarring, uncomfortable silence. Well, so much for it. Tenten was staring at the intriguing floor covered in trash. Her face was crimson. Looking up at the sky, Niji showed no emotion. Sakura was really irritated by this quiet. "Someone say something to make Sakura no longer sad," was Rockley's fairly clumsy comment. Just for that reason, the talk started up again. Sakura smiled and gave Leekin a hug. Yes. Hugs. Author, Inardio Friend speaks. It's a miracle. Inardio Friend. Hugs, and what the hell is going on with this writer? "Let's do the teacups again," Ino said, and Niji grimaced. Never again. My companion twitched at this suggestion. Either way, that was just a normal kind act from Naruto. In a whisper, Shika said, "No." "Well, what rides didn't we see?" Ino's evil smile spread, and Shadow Ninja's eyes grew wide. As Ino crouched behind her, Temari pulled out her fan and got ready to hit him, or whatever. W didn't dash. Temari covered her mouth with her palm. "Wha dash?" Sakura asked curiously. "What were you thinking, Inakan?" She wriggled free of Temari's hold and said, "That ride dash, we didn't do dash." Whoa, it was incredibly detailed. But when they noticed it, she was pointing to Doom's kid-friendly attraction, where you could drive Dumbo, whatever that was called. When Shino eventually responded, "You've got to be kidding." "Oh, it looks like fun," cried Ino. At the exact moment, Foreman said, no it doesn't. Glaring at the stupid Dumbo elephants of doom, Sakura remarked, Wow, Ino knew how to pick the nice rides. As Rockley said, Too youthful. He winced. Ino looked to be the only ninja that wanted to go on, despite the cute ninja's best efforts to hide a smile. She thought the elephants were really cute. No. Tintin looked up at last to see that Ino was now dragging her and Niji to the park's obnoxious young children's area. I'm not sure why. Because Ino was grabbing him by his SNAZZSY long hair, Niji freaked out and tried to kill her. She grabbed Shika's hair with her teeth, and he screamed, Calm me on! To get her to let go. Temari pursued her beloved Shika. Choji murmured something and followed. No, the others thought, and walked on. The epileptic lights and crackhead happy music made Niji really want to die. He couldn't possibly hurt himself with anything though, since it was the happy little kid department. Just a tree. He could bang his head against the tree until he had a breakthrough idea. So he stood there for a while, emotionally striking a tree with his head. Tintin's face was troubled, saying, Why do you want to go here, Ino? This is such a drag. It's not like we're kids anymore. Shika reclined languidly against the branch Niji was using to disfigure himself. Because it's something that doesn't let us remotely think about the fact that we're shinobi, replied her. Temari had to admit that the contrast between this and the locations she had visited fascinated her. At that moment, a big yellow bear in a red shirt went by. What's that? She inquired gently, pointing to the bear. It's Puh, Ino yelled, glomping the defenseless animal. Temari began looking around, her eyes widening. For a brief moment, Choji thought, Pooh. Why hello, somebody dash. Pooh exclaimed in a tone that was unmistakably that of a minimal-wage teen boy. Who are you? With her arms around his neck, Ino grinned and exclaimed, I'm Ino. This was starting to bother Shika. Troublesome Ino, getting us in freaking troublesome places, he mumbled. Why then, hello Ino, Pooh exclaimed in his best, I am Winnie the Pooh fear me voice. With her blonde ponytail flying in the breeze, she glomped him once more and yelled, I love why. At this time, Shika frightened out, as if Shika could freak out. He said, I know. What are you saying to that bear? Temari poked Stuff at the closest stall. Without that outfit, Pooh Bear would be flushed, so he simply stood there and asked, Is this your boyfriend, Ino? Shika and Ino both winced at the phrase. Shika, however, grabbed her wrist and tugged her away from the bear after answering, Yes, let's go, Ino dash, for the sake of argument. As he departed, Pooh murmured, I need a small smackerel. You have food? Choji's eyes grew wide, and he began to investigate the bear. Choji, get your butt back here, said Ino, while a young child cried somewhere. Temari was nudging the big, handy Mafeza model. Fortunately, she didn't hear any of the earlier conversation since Ino would have died if she had. She asked, What's this, Shikakuin? That's called a tree, Temari. He scowled. OH! She cried like though she were a 4-year-old in a strange country. What's this? She inquired, pointing to the Peter Pan ride. Some crap, was his response. OH! Sprang to mind. She cried out, What's that? As Chip and Dale walked by wearing their costumes. Shika was about to choke her when the evil chipmunks came over. Welcome to Disneyland, They smiled and handed Temari a balloon. She began to giggle and poke it. Ino was trying to disguise her sheer joy, just as Shika was trying to hide his bloodlust. "Isn't it so bright and happy?" Chip said in a raised, angry voice. Tenten ripped Niji from the tree, screaming, "Please, Niji! Don't die! Don't die!" As if this were a particularly angsty fanfiction. They visited the incredibly costly souvenir shop that sold useless garbage. Then Dale and Chip showed up. The chipmunks heard Shika say, "No." "Why not?" Dale asked, still fairly young, for it would have pleased Guy-sensei. "None of your freaking business," frowned Shika. Ino slapped at him. "Stop that, Shika-kun." "What are you doing now, Shadow Ninja?" Niji murmured. Chip kept talking loudly and rapidly, asking, "Oh, are these your friends?" "Friends?" Niji looked and said, no." Ino also slapped him with a glare. Tenten screamed out. "That's not nice." Dale shouted and slammed a hammer into Ino's head. Niji shouted, "What are you on?" over the din of observing children, some of whom were shouting, "Fight! Fight!" the only words they had learned thus far in elementary school. They exclaimed, "We're on childhood happiness," as a group. Tenten muttered, "Guy-sensei," and Niji twitched at the same time. They were right. Tenten's eyes exploded out of her head as she yelled, and Dale took off his head to reveal the famous bowl cut. "Wow, of all the people to see, I would least expect the unyouthful Niji and Tenten," smiled Guy-sensei. "I'm proud of you, Lee. You must have made the enchanted wireless sage. Sign." "If you're Guy, then who's Dash?" Ino remarked, pointing at Chip. Chip lifted his head to reveal. "The master of the sixth head?" As the shadow ninja stared, Ino's jaw dropped. "Kaka, sure sensei? You're here, but why?" He seemed bored and said, "Long story." Keizensi gave him an ugly laugh. When Shika asked, Choji came back carrying a big jug of honey, which Pooh Bear had brought. Choji muttered, "Oh, hi, sixth head master Sensei Guy-sensei." He had honey all over his mouth. Guy and the sixth head master gaped. "Well, we need to educate more children about youth," Guy-sensei happily said, grabbed, and pushed away the sixth headmaster when he picked up a book. When Ino saw a shiny ride, he grabbed Shika's arm and pulled him away, and Choji reluctantly followed while putting some honey in his mouth. Shika said, "Okay, that was seriously weird." Well, whatever. Tenten and Niji had already gone off in another direction. Shika's eyes widened as Ino led him to the Dumbo ride. "And no!" he shouted. "I refuse, T.O. I refuse." "Shika-kun, move quickly." "It is a brief ride," Ino said quietly. Shika's twitch continued no matter how many times Ino snapped her fingers, and a random child began probing him since he was taller than permitted. They were pursued by a security guard who yelled, "You're too tall." Shika was ready to throw himself out, hoping it would do something terrible, but it was too brief, and he ended up crying. Ino gave him a hug, which only made it worse. Now Shika and Ino were in a blue Dumbo the elephant, which rose no higher than 7 feet into the air. She decided to drag him on despite Ino's pout. "Woman, get over your troubles." She let go of him after he screamed at her. Behind them, Temari was back to her old self, laughing and smiling. "Hard suit." Niji and Tenten began to wander aimlessly, while holding hands while Choji ate. A fangirl apparently felt it was too precious and chased them, shouting, "Nejitan Foiva!" Niji became incredibly upset and slapped the girl until she stopped chasing them because it was so adorable. The others, indeed. Shino watched this 3D program about bugs maybe 5 times until a security guard with a princess tiara expelled her. I don't know why, but everyone else found it lovely that the cute ninja and Naruto were in love, and they were heading for all the romantic rides together when Kiba and Akamaru viciously pursued them. The Naruto friend stared suspiciously when Lee and Sakura rode the swing ride 20 times in a row. Lee believed it was the most kid-friendly ride there, and Sakura had to agree. OH, was the Naruto buddy-kun Indius? That's it, I think. Let's see. Who else? Extremely bored, Naruto's friend started stalking, which is how he met Kiba-kun. Since they both stalk people, they decided to band together and form the super awesome Stalkers team. Chwachwing. They wanted to be like Team Rocket Meowth, played by Akamaru, who admittedly couldn't say M-E-W-T-H that. S right. But had his signature. 1. Blasting at the speed of light. Kiba shouted while wearing a wig that remarkably resembled James. Shut up. Yes, said Naruto's buddy, who was wearing a scarlet wig. His name was Jesse. Don't ask. Chip and Dale are discovered by Guy and the 6th headmaster on their own initiative. Chip burst up laughing, completely out of character. A furry forest creature laughs. Frown the Naruto friend. And our deal friend, the 6th headmaster cried. Naruto's companion shouted. Hana and Izuka is Minnie, Itachi is Mickey Mouse, and you are a furry woodland creature now. An excessive number of revelations. Bored, the 6th headmaster muttered. Wipey! You are a young person above all others. When Guy threw it off, his Naruto companion's eyes exploded out of his head. My sister? Kiba just took in the hole. Hana and Izuka is Minnie Mouse. Part. Whoa! You're in Disney World, posing as Team Rocket. Guy Sensei said this in his Green Beast of Hyde Ninja Village voice. 1. Akamaru concentrated. Of all individuals, the Udachi Naruto buddy, the wig-wearing friend twitched and fell to the ground when Guy checked on him. Kiba shouted, pulling his hair. OHNO! What are the future plans for the stalking team of Doom? We could help you with your youthful stalking activities. Guy bumped the 6th headmaster, who was reading a book, and he snarled. Who are we going to stalk? Guy asked. Naruto and Lee. Naruto with cute ninja, and Lee with Sakura. Kiba drowned as Guy's cries became real waterfalls, and I'm very proud of Lee for capturing her heart with his youth. Naruto awoke when Shino, who had come out of nowhere, kicked his partner. Shino? Do you have a magical Disney character? Naruto's friend shouted in his ear. Shino complained mockingly. Not the last time I checked. Wonderful! Sanity! His friend embraced him as though it were the proper thing to do. Achiha, leave me alone, Shino said through grated teeth, the Jesse wig falling to his shoulder. Don't ask, mumbled Kiba, exhausted. I'm not. Good. Help me find adorable ninja. At last, Kiba started to cry. Why? Shino raised an eyebrow. All right. Why are you after cute ninja-chan? You'd better not have some evil plan. How did you find out, Shino? How do you always know? Shino pushed up his glasses and said, I'm an Aburame. With a frustrated expression on his face, his partner remarked, Well, what about Lee and Sakura? What about them? Shino asked. Don't you like Sakura? My companion's face flushed. You do, don't you? Shino twitched and his new buddy became furious, his eye glinting red as Sharingan got closer since the last thing he wanted was to see his bugs burn to a crisp. We could plant my bugs on them. Yes, Kiba and his friend shouted collectively. Totally OOC. Well, except for Kiba. That just leaves his friend. Never mind. Guy did his youth dance because he was so delighted by the profusion of young people, but the headmaster of 6th would prefer not to take part. He picked someone to stalk instead, holding a novel while wearing his chip outfit. The 6th headmaster began to leave after Guy, and he waited there. Shino gathered his insect minions, and sent one to go after Sakura, and another to go for Cute Ninja. He thought all this was a little stupid, but since Kiba had threatened him with a Wobbuffet mask, he obeyed. Glomping people was not Shino's forte. Oh then, they're unique and enchanted like that. In December, Naruto and Cute Ninja were, author searches, not sure herself, on their way to the water park. With love music playing in the background, they were holding hands, CHWHCHWNGA. Following them, Shino's beetle leaped onto the back of the Cute Ninja and crept into his palm. That way! After Shino gave a dramatic finger, Kiba and Akamaru eagerly followed. What would you like to do, Hina-chan? Naruto asked, flashing that crazy Naruto Fox demon boy smile that Cute Ninja loves so much X3. Oh, that doesn't matter. Naruto melted X3 every time Cute Ninja showed her signature adorable smile. Kiba was instantly disgusted and yelled, Why? When he saw, Why? Please, will you shut up? Shino's friend became anxious as he began talking loudly. Why are you worried? Who matches a Cute Ninja with a Naruto friend? Twitches to the ground. A friend inquired nonchalantly. Inuzuka, smooth. Kiba's answer was silent. Just as I expected, a girl's voice remarked from behind them. Hina? Kiba turned his gaze to his older sister. His sibling's rude behavior annoyed Hina. Bro, are you stalking the Hyuga girl again? Just ask her out. Kiba stopped. In response to Shino's mocking remark, Yeah, just ask the Hyuga chick out. Hina delivered a forceful blow to the head. As Naruto and Cute Ninja turned to gaze that direction, there was rustling in the bushes, and Naruto's pal got annoyed and choked them all to stop talking. Hina-chan, something's wrong? Naruto asked casually as he saw Cute Ninja staring at a bush. I thought I heard, she said, pointing at Byakugan. Byakugan! Crap dash. The bush thought everyone. Cute Ninja's eyes widened into a what the crap look, and Naruto spotted it. What is it? Naruto asked. Naruto friend, Kiba, Shino, and Hina. Cute Ninja pointed with her finger in the grudge style. The others, including Akamaru, plummeted from the jungle. What are you dash? Naruto shouted, pointing to his friend. You intend to take Hina-chan away from me, Naruto shouted. The Naruto friend's eyes grew wide. What? No, you are retard. You will never be able to win Hina-chan's affection. Believe it, yelled Naruto. I don't want Cute Ninja's heart, you moron. shouted the new friend. I want Sakura-chan's, is a humorous phrase. Everyone turned to stare at him on cue. He vanished into the shadows. Shino accused Kiba of stalking cute Ninja-chan, saying, Kiba is the one that's doing it. His jaw dropped. He's been stalking her for a while, Hina said. One, confirmed Akamaru. Kiba remarked, Well, thanks for the help, while frowning at everyone but his friend from Emo Corner Naruto. Adorable ninjas were trying to comprehend this. WHA? She cried suddenly after a moment of silence. Kiba blushed. He will. Again, Naruto exclaimed. Believe it. You'll never win Hina-chan's heart. Adorable ninja blushed. Naruto paused at her adorable smile. It's fine, Dukuen. I only love you, she replied. Blink. Really, Hina-chan? Adorable ninja gave him a quick peck on the lips. Kiba's jaw dropped. No, the Kiba within shouted. Hina laughed. Ha, little bro, too late. No! Kiba grabbed his hair and followed his friend Ndu to the EMO corner group. Oh! Now, Shino was trying desperately to get in touch with the bug that was on Naruto. Tonbo! He shouted, hoping that no one would notice that he had given his bug a name. A dragonfly, of all names, oh! Tonbo, you freaking bug! Get back here! Everybody gazed at Shino. Naruto laughed along with cute ninja. Hina decided to laugh for amusement. Disneyland's EMO corner, Shino, also joined. Iura accompanied them, saying that when he lost his story, he lost the meaning of life. Kiba nodded as though it had some deep meaning while humming, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Akamaru's shadow. No hugs! And no hugs! Cried one of his friends as Eeyore reappeared. Gaara started talking about his emotional troubles after Shino ran into him and borrowed some of his EMO black eyeliner, which is funny because you can never see Shino's eyes anyway. The enchanting Disney fairy godmother told Shrek that a therapist was just a teardrop away. Except for Kiba, who began to yell waterfalls like Rock Lee, saying that was deep. No one understood this at all. Ha! Inazuka Hina, is the only sane person here. But as soon as Glompatachi walked by, she lost all interest in sanity. Wanda's friend turned at the fear of romance. Shino poked several bugs with Gaara's eyeliner. At 11 p.m., the author is typing and is having nightmares about frightening adolescent boys who are pursuing her outside the home and posing as cats simply to get her to go outside, so they will steal all of her Valentine's Day chocolate and bang her upside the head with metal baseball bats. Meanwhile, Lee and Sakura, the other young loves, were going to the most youthful rides, as Lee had described them. As long as they were with Lee and not Sasuke, Sakura didn't really care which ones they went on. She dragged Sakura to the teacup rides once more, laughing at her own pun. After that, they went on an uber-slow ride, which seemed to be youthful. It's normal for Lee to be a little perplexed. Geizensiai took up the hobby of stalking them in case Lee needed a handsome, understanding advisor in the romantic realm. He was good at these kinds of things. Guy never had a girlfriend. He was proud of his student Lee's work. To put it mildly, flawless. Sakura gazed into his eyes and continued to smile. They were sitting on a park bench when she said, I like you, Lee, spontaneously. Lee asked, Sakura, you mean that? With his bushy brows lifted in sheer excitement and surprise. She smiled and put her head on his shoulder while giving him a cute little nod. she said. Yes, Lee screamed within. Sakura, the sweet tiny flower, loves me. It's a miracle, a dream come true. He could not find the right words. Oh, sweet Sakura! Thank you. Lee was so affected that he gathered her in an embrace. She was surprised at first, then recognized that this was Lee. Naruto friend, having left the emo corner of doom, decided to go back to chasing Sakura-chan's attention. A hard suit. First, the author won't allow this violence to beat Lee to a bloody pulp. G-rated. Wanda's companion ran around the park, running over random little children. Sakura was in Lee's arms, twirling around in some idyllic realm of youth. It was so gorgeous. Guy was in tears. I want to be the one in Hapalala land with Sakura-chan, sulked his friend, who was completely out of character. Rock Lee, screamed his friend, pointing to Hyde Ninja Village's Green Beast Jr. Uchiha? Lee stopped, and Sakura kept laughing until she saw that Lee was no longer spinning, at which point she turned to face her former crush. Sakura muttered, Sasuke! What the hell? The new friend's face red. Sakura chuckled. Sasuke! She exclaimed as she used a park bullet to kick him in the head. Lee smiled. Somewhere, Ino shouted. The new buddy's head whispered, Sakura-chan! You like the fair Sakura-chan too, Naruto friend-san? Lee asked, surprised. Sakura was likewise a little surprised by this revelation. Naruto's friend yelled, Yes, and you won't steal her from me, bushy brow. I will defend Sakura-hana with all my heart. Sakura gave Lee a fierce hug. My friend was enraged within. Guy was clutched when the sixth headmaster returned. What's new? The sixth headmaster said apathetically. Your Uchiha and my Lee are about to engage in a most youthful tournament for the heart of Sakura's heart, exclaimed the sixth headmaster in his book about magical pandas. Oh my! You've got it, said Guy. Not Naruto friend. Maybe Naruto, but not Naruto friend. Uchiha's had a youthful love for Sakura burn in his heart for a while. How did I not know this? I was his sensei. You are blind, sixth headmaster. At least I look in the mirror in the morning. Is that a challenge, sixth headmaster, my sworn enemy? Take it as you may, the sixth headmaster murmured, turning to a page of magical pandas. Oh my! Well, sixth headmaster, you know that you are no match for me. The sixth headmaster chuckled. Such as that. So the challenge began. A curious crowd gathered in the center of Main Street to watch a gray-haired man beat the living daylights out of an older version of the Beatles look-alike, and a raven-haired toddler wrestle a young man who looked like a member of the band. Sweetheart, I've always thought Lee ought to have been in the Beatles. Meanwhile, the terribly stupid Dumbo ride had finally been dismantled by Shadow Ninja. His arm was encircled by Ino, who was laughing loudly. Temari followed along like some obnoxious pet puppy. As a fourth wheel, Choji consumed the never-ending pot of honey he stole from Pooh. Well, that's not actually horrible, but whatever. The fact that Niji and Tenten had died ages ago didn't truly bother them. They could get lost anyway. They passed the Magic Princess area, and Temari started to yell OOC. Ino looked at her strangely. What was wrong with this woman? Princess Jasmine, said Temari as she gave Jasmine a hug from Aladdin. This chick is way too old for this, the teenager in the Jasmine costume imagined. I live in the sand too, exclaimed Temari. Shika intended to find a means of taking his own life. The once awesome opponent Temari was acting like a 3-year-old all of a sudden. Oh, really? Jasmine tried to sound interested. But she sighed and grabbed one of the 50-cent tiaras she was supposed to give to any girl that came up to her. With little enthusiasm. Well, you're a princess too, dash. Follows. But Temari felt so special because of her gorgeous plastic tiara. Choji kept eating, and Shika flinched. What's gotten into you, Temari? Shika had to shout as Temari began humming Disney songs. Oh, dash. Temari seemed to stay composed. I'm just doing what I wanted to about 10 years ago. She chuckled. Temari swore. Gara will pay for my unhappy childhood. Choji kept eating, and Shika flinched. Stop eating! Ino then slapped Choji's honey pot. My honey! Choji exclaimed. Then he stopped suddenly, grabbed a 20, and headed to a snack counter. I guess I'll have to go back to Nijitin. Sigh as they searched for the park's scariest rides, which they found to be very pathetic after running for their life and meeting Guy. They were bored and decided to go around. Out of the corner of his eye, Niji saw Naruto and his cousin. The adorable ninja was laughing. Niji gave a start. What the crap? Naruto swooped down to give her a kiss. He was watching everything with his Bikugan. He felt bad about it. That kid from Uzumaki with his relative. Is something wrong, Niji-kun? Tenten whispered. Uzumaki, Niji said, peering through a tree. Niji, that's a tree. Tenten turned to face the tree. On the other side, Niji shouted, shocking Tenten. What? He's kissing my cousin. Tired face. Niji pulled Tenten along and said, She's a Hyuga. She can't be with that jerk. Till the end. Get away from her, exclaimed Niji, as he saw cute Ninja's adorable arms encircling Naruto's neck. Naruto said, How many people are going to Yo Bug Hina-chan and I today? Question mark. Niji asked. First, Shino stalks us with his bugs, then Naruto friend was trying to win Hina-chan's heart dash. Thinking, Niji said, That's unbelievable. And then, Kiba admitted to stalking Aso, and then Sixth Headmaster came by, surprised, and Guy gave us a lecture about how youthful we were. Tenten laughed. Niji glared at her. Don't encourage. IT. Tenten then gasped. But Dash, they're so cute, said Naruto and the blushing cute ninja. I know something bad is going to happen, Niji charged Naruto. Do you honestly think I'd do anything weird to Hina-chan? Asked Naruto, scowling, shocking the cute ninja. Maybe, lamely Niji shouted back. I'll protect her with my life. Believe it, Naruto shot back, blushing when cute ninja smiled at him. Tenten laughed and said, Niji, you're just jealous. What? You just can't believe that she's happy, Tenten jokingly said to Niji. Not true, Niji retorted like a youngster. Well, I think it is great for cute Ninja-chan, Tenten exclaimed, and cute ninja smiled. And that you need a better hobby than stalking your cousin, Tenten added, lowering her eyebrow. Naruto became enraged and said, How many people are stalking Hina-chan? What a sad, adorable Ninja-chan. Niji was at a loss for words. Come on, Niji-kun, just leave them alone, Tenten exclaimed before turning to go. Niji grumbled to himself as he followed Tintin. The adorable ninja was now at her most confused. Okay. As a result, Niji and Tintin kept walking in silence as Niji nervously looked at Tintin's hand. Tintin looked up, startled, and smiled. Niji-kun? What? Niji inquired, trying to seem unconcerned, although it was hard to hide the fact that he liked hearing her voice. What's gotten into you? She grinned and replied, You're not usually like this, Dash. I didn't know you were so defensive over cute Ninja-chan. Niji's cheeks turned scarlet, and he reacted in quiet. It's a long story. I can listen. Tintin beamed once more. Bipolar cough. Author. I guess it's about the exams. Oh, you mean how you fought against Naruto? I guess. Well, that's not really a long story. Niji looked down at the floor. I guess I wouldn't usually care. Well, what brought this sudden interest? Niji smiled slightly. Tintin looked on, her face puzzled. Well, you could say that I actually like someone. Tintin became icy. The Niji Hyuga? Recognizing his affections for someone. Was he telling her this, too? Then she recalled the words of cute ninja. Was she the one? She flushed. She doubted it, but she had to wonder. Really? Tintin asked casually. Who? Why should I tell you? Niji questioned in his usual tone. I don't know. Tintin smiled and asked. Who would you tell? Niji thought about that for some time. I can't really think of much of anyone that I'd tell. Tintin's head drooped. This was going to drive her nuts all day. Niji may have had that in mind. Drive Tintin to insanity. Well, Tintin thought, this game could be played by two people. I like someone too. Niji's ears perked up at this. Really? Yep. He's really handsome, Dash. Niji's gaze grew wide. He would never let Tintin fall in love with a man. He wanted her for himself. Only. Who? Niji appeared a little too interested to inquire. Huh? Who is he? Well, why would I tell you? Awful. Niji showed his foolishness by hitting himself in the head. Because I'm orders you to. Niji seized Tintin's shoulders in frustration. She froze, red in the face, and replied, Why are you so worried, Niji? Niji needed to think of a strong defense. You're my teammate, Dash. Then why don't you bother Lee about things like this, Dash? Tintin asked, glancing up at him. Ignoring that the whole flippin' world knows that he loves Sakura, you're my only sane teammate. Tintin's hopes were crushed because he simply considered himself a teammate. So, do you just think of me as a teammate? Crap, Niji raised an eyebrow.